Hello guys and gals, and welcome to my review, the first video of 2014, Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Okay, don't sue me. Anyways, how's it going everybody? Usually during the holidays it's quite hard to put out a video, so I figure, okay, let's open up this year with a big old bang. So for Christmas this year, my big gift was Zelda, A Link Between Worlds for the Nintendo 3DS handheld system. And let me tell you something, I'm not really the biggest Zelda guy you'll ever meet. It's not to say that I don't like it, it's just that I suck at them, and I tend to just not care after a while of sucking at these games, and I just don't want to buy them anymore, sorry. So in any case, when they finally showed this game off for the first time, and said it was essentially like a sequel of sorts to the Super Nintendo classic, A Link to the Past, and then I saw the fact that Link gets turned into drawings and the way the game looks and all that, I knew I just had to have it. So, got this game. How is it? It is phenomenal. As a matter of fact, this potentially might become my favorite new Zelda. And I'm not trying to be the hipster of the group. I legitimately mean that. I've probably completed 90-95% of this game. Shit you not on this, I'll get into it. This game is absolutely fantastic. Not only is it tugging on the nostalgia chords a lot, but it's doing the right things. It's also helping new players and shitty players such as myself get into Zelda by making it a little bit more hand-holdy, but not at the same time. So basically, the story is the same kind of Zelda thing, but it's a little not at the same time. Essentially, there is a Ganondorf-esque looking villain known as Yuga, who is almost like an artist villain, and he wants to paint the world in his picture. So he takes all the 7 sages, aka people you meet in this game that are different particular special characters, turns them into paintings and scatters them around in his dark version of Hyrule, which is known as Lorule. And basically, you're going through the world of Hyrule, you're discovering secrets, you're doing all kinds of things, you're beating temples, like always, collecting things, and then you get to Lorule, and it's all broken and scattered, and you gotta get into particular elemental temples, or area temples, I guess, depending on it, and you gotta save these sages and put them all together, put the Triforce back together, yada yada yada, you get the idea. But what's really cool is, when you're in Lorule, since it's all cracked and it's the dark version of Hyrule, essentially, haha, clever name, there are these almost like wormholes. And I also forgot to mention, Yuga casts a spell on you which turns you into a drawing. But since you are the hero of Hyrule or Lorule or whatever, you somehow break out of this and you're the one that's chosen to defeat him. Which is, typical and very cool. I like that. So you find these cracks in Lorule, and depending on where they are and stuff, you'll pop up in Hyrule, and you can use them as waypoints to get to different areas. Because like I said, Lorule's really broken and shit. So in any case, this game is awesome. Not only is there just the amazing dungeons that we'll talk about in a second, but there's tons and tons of things to do. There's tons of mini games to unlock things. There's tons of heart pieces to unlock more health. There's there's these things called Mayamais, which are like almost like squid-like creatures, and there's 100 of them. And there's, I would say, about maybe 50 of each in each world. And once you collect them all, the mom buffs all your weapons up. In this game, they introduced this new character known as Ravio, who's the one that everybody's saying looks exactly like Nabbit from the new Mario games. And he's basically in your house in Hyrule, and he's like, listen, dude, I'm going to open up a shop here. You can rent any weapon you want, okay? And if you lose, I'm taking them back. Now, what's really amazing about this is you could finally just do anything you freaking want right at start. Granted, once you get to the temples and all that stuff. Because you always have to do, 3 dungeons to, that sort of thing. And so you could just take them all, you could do whatever the hell you want, and then inevitably later on you can purchase them. So it's really cool to, just be able to do, anything. It's a lot of freedom. It's great. They also, on the map, mark where you need to go, which is why I was saying there's some hand-holding. But I like that because, yeah, I do like my sense of exploration, but someone like myself, I don't like wasting time looking for things, so, sometimes, especially in these games, so, it was nice to just kind of be like, alright, so it's right there. But the thing is it's not like, oh yeah, I could just skip over there, you actually have to solve, some puzzles, obviously, to get to these areas, and you gotta fight particular enemies that can kick the crap out of you. So, there's a lot going on with that. The other thing is, since Link had turned into a drawing now, the puzzles in this game are, I mean, amazing. I mean, absolutely incredible. How they thought of this idea, I don't know, but it's awesome. There's some cracks in the walls. There's particular things that stop you in the way. There's particular areas you can get around and sneak into as the drawing. There's so much. It's amazing what they do. And what I really like about it is every dungeon, every temple, whatever, it doesn't matter. They take the 3D and they really work with it by doing like the top-down view, like the traditional top-down view. And it's great because it's almost like everything's in layers, and you can see how you could fall into some areas and how things are working. It's so cool. I love that. The dungeons, the temple designs are beautiful. They're awesome. Some of them were notably a little more difficult to me than others. Like, for instance, the Skullwoods Temple, whichever one that was, it was almost like a shadow temple with the giant hands that drop down at you. And the icy one wasn't particularly hard, but there was one part where you have to connect these like bar pieces that you have to walk on, almost like a tightrope, and that was a little tricky because I discovered everything, but there was like a little corner on the map that I didn't see that you got to jump down, or I thought it was drawing, I don't remember, into. So there's a lot of like nooks and crannies of everything. There's also tons of, like I was saying, like nostalgic references. I mean, Hyrule practically looks pretty much like the Link to the Past one, if I'm not mistaken. There's milk bars. If you go into the milk bar and you pay somebody in the corner, I don't know, 20 rupees, they'll play you like some music, which I think some of it's from some other games. I'm not particularly certain, but awesome nonetheless. The music's great. Everything about this is great. It's I don't know, there's something about it. It's magical, I guess, in a way. I was completely blown away by this game. Awesome game. And then the other thing that's really cool is, I actually didn't divulge too much into what kind of weapons you obtain. So besides getting your standard fare, like boomerangs, bombs, bow and arrow, you also get, like, these rods. So there's, like, a tornado rod, which blows people up into the sky and dazes them, but also you can use them to solve puzzles and glide yourself through winds. There's like a fire rod that shoots giant like fire tornadoes. Ice rod, which is obviously like a drop down icebergs. And then there's the sand rod, which I actually think was very underutilized, to be honest. It's really majorly used in one part. And if you want to count looking for the mine, fine. But those lift sand pillars. I think they could have did a lot more with that one item in particular. But it's alright. Nonetheless, everything's really cool. This game is absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful. I'm not even kidding, like, all the reviews about how this is, like, almost a perfect game are so freaking spot on, it's not even funny. They hit it out of the park with this. I almost feel bad for Toon Link right now being in Smash Brothers, man, because this guy should be in Smash Brothers. Sorry, I had to say it. Like, I was thinking, I was like, shit, man, like, this Link is cool, man. This is like the old, like, school Link, you know? I love that. And, yeah, that's about it. It's a great game. You really need to check it out. This is a must-have. If you are not even a Zelda guy like me, and you're like you're on the fence, I'm telling you, pick this up. This is an awesome game. Anyways, guys, take care. More to come. As always, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I had a fantastic holiday. And that's really it. Peace the hell out, yo. My voice is cracking. Just buy the fucking game.